Now, this is where I said, I don't want to be a liar. We just got a confirmation from SWAT team localized in New Jersey. They're picking up a couple of these and they've offered to give us some of their footage from their tactical training. That's how we do it at GodfatherAirsoft.com.
Hey, I'm Plum from TechOps International. We've partnered up with Godfather Airsoft. We're going to take training to the next level for airsoft players. Reality-based training is the best scenario we can go with, and we want to learn from the airsoft community. We want the airsoft community to learn from us. We've partnered up with Godfather Airsoft to introduce the new high-definition camera from Contour. Helmet-mounted, gun-mounted. You can mount these things to just about anything. What we're going to do today, we're going to try to find out how they'll hold up to live fire testing. Got a 308 rifle, we got some 9mm rifles, 223. We're going to do it on select fire, we'll do it on full auto, beat it up, see how it stands up. Alright, we're going to try to explain these Contour high definition cameras. One has a GPS, it will track your location every time it's video, and another one, just a regular 1080p high definition, mounts to any smooth surface. If you have a serrated helmet or something like that, or a non-smooth surface, you just put epoxy on it, make it smooth in that spot, and stick this thing right to it. It's a really cool setup. Slides on and off. You can shoot it at different 90-degree angles. You can put it on any type of Picatinny rail, any Weaver rail, mount it right to the side of the gun. This is mounted on a 308 rifle. We're going to see what it takes from the percussion today, see how well it holds up. Alright, both cameras are turned on. Now all we gotta do is slide them forward to run. Record light goes on. Record light goes on. There's an audible sound. We should see some lasers come on here. Hopefully this is recording at the right area here. See what happens. Alright, we switched over to MP5. If you see, the camera's mounted a little bit closer to the barrel. That's the only place I can mount this with all the extra garbage I got on the gun. So if this camera holds up to that, I'd say pretty good system. We set up a couple different views for you guys to watch. Alright, gun mounts on, helmet mounts on. You hear there was an audible sound, let you know it's on. The tech's running. Cover! Alright, we switched over to an M4, 223, 556, whatever field of life you're in there. A little bit more impact. We'll do it in semi-auto, and then we'll do a full auto, see what comes out. So far it's holding up real nice, man. I'm liking it. Loading! Gun camera's on. Helmet's camera's on. Audible beep both times. Going hot. Oh. Camera's in my way of my thumb, but I'll improvise. Cover! Alright, our goal for today was we're trying to find out how well these things would stand up. We want to see what kind of footage they're going to give. I don't know yet because I haven't looked at the footage, but so far they're staying on the helmet, they're staying on the gun. I don't know what the footage is going to look like because it's bouncing around a lot, and we'll go back and take a look later. I'm sure you're going to get to see it. But, you know, we want to really show the extreme test. 100 round beta mag. I don't know what the footage is going to look like. It could be bouncing all over the place, but Let's see. Guns on. Helmets on. In a best case scenario, in a perfect world, we'll run 100 rounds through this. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Sometimes guns don't work like that. Going hot. Cover! Good thing we don't live in a perfect world, right? Alright, it's not all about the full auto. Sometimes you just want to see how you're working the gun. We'll just work off the helmet mount this time, alright? Camera's on, I heard the beep. Cover! Guns on safe. Now the other thing you could do on a handgun, got the mount underneath, you can change the angle of the lens. So you change it 90 degrees, you can put the gun horizontal and two lasers come out and show you where it's going. See it lined up with that angle to know that it's perfectly lined up. So let's see how it works. Helmet's on. Feel pretty good about that. All right, well, we had a pretty good day of shooting here. Anytime you get to go full auto, it's obviously a plus. You might be beating out the rain here too. I think with the different weapon systems we shot, depending on what the footage looks like, I think it was a real positive test case. We shot every caliber we could shoot, and it's a good way to test your skills and monitor how you're working. We want as much reality-based training as we can get out of this, and obviously putting a camera system into it is pretty badass. I kind of have a paranoid mindset sometimes. I've seen a lot of bad people do bad things to good people, and we kind of have a mindset with the people I train with. We actually stole it from a blood member from California that said, he said, "I stay ready so I don't gotta waste time getting ready," and that was like prophetic to me. But depending on what scenario it is, I always have a mental mindset of how I want to handle it. The perception of handling each thing in your mind before you get to it, if you can train at that level, you got to beat before you even get there. So I got to challenge you, stay ready so you don't have to waste time getting ready. Thanks for your time. All right, I'm Jerry Plum from TechOps International. We're back here at Godfather Airsoft. I got Michael from Godfather Airsoft with us. And we got done with our range time. Now we want to find out a little bit more about these cameras. Let's try to find out how they're applicable to how we would use them. So I did a lot of live fire in the range. How would that relate to me in like a law enforcement or if I was trying to track my airsoft game? I put this on the front of my airsoft game. And I wanted to know where I made different contacts at. And I'm running this video. How does that link up? Where would I see the GPS location? Is it out of the footage? How does it link up?
Contour gives you a program called Storyteller,
okay,
which will allow you to track via GPS the positions of where you were, where you have been, and what you did along the way.
Nice.
And it will give you where you were and you can actually click on that point to go directly to that footage.
But that's phenomenal. I can tell you, in a law enforcement perception, if I was doing a staged event, or if we were doing if I was a perimeter person, I came in contact with someone, and then we took that into a different location, and I wanted to note each time I made some type of aggressive act or I defended myself, this storyteller would show us the exact location on the video where this took place, right?
Yes, it should.
That's fantastic. That's really cool. I'm hoping that the GPS shows all the footage we had. I'm hoping the cameras stand up. I really think it's going to be some positive stuff. I just want to explain the usage and how easy this went on the guns. I have a Picatinny rail mount on the GPS one. What we did was we mounted on a bunch of different weapon systems and shot it good. You know, I'm going to tell you what, that I love a day of full auto. And my final assessment so far, without looking at the video, is one, it mounted to the gun fantastically. It was real easy to Picatinny mount. I hand tightened it, and shooting at 100 rounds full auto out of a 223 didn't loosen up at all, which is a key thing for us. Last thing you want to do is have something attached to your gun loosen up and then come off while you're shooting. It's happened with flashlights before. It's happened with scopes. You're shooting, and all of a sudden something pops up in the air, and you put a round through your flashlight. So the mounting application was really phenomenal. I like the way the angles they mount. If I wanted to mount it on the bottom, I can turn the lens 90 degrees, and it will show through two little lasers that I have it set the right way. Anytime you do something that's user-friendly, gives those two little lasers as indicators to let me know that I have it in the right place. It's really cool. I like the fact that there's the audible tones, because when they're mounted to something, you can't look at it. If it's mounted to my helmet, I can't look at it to see if it's on. So I click it on my helmet, I hear that beep, that means I know it's ready. So it is kind of like answering back to me, telling me that it's ready. I really like that. When I mounted on the bottom of the Glock, I just turned the camera lens, went to a different 90-degree angle, so now it could sit on the bottom versus being on the side. They put a lot of thought into this. I think I just about met the time limit with a 2 gig card. If I had about 16 gigs, I would think it would probably last a full military operation or law enforcement operation. You know, if we were doing some training scenario where we wanted to document the entire thing, I think I could get 2, 3, 4 hours out of a good card. So some really good applications here. As far as airsoft goes, if I was going into a paintball competition or an airsoft competition or whatever it was that I wanted to do, how long and what's the application I could use this for?
Simply just all around, it's going to be great because it's going to allow you to cover what you've done, the firefights you've been in, and how you approach different situations. It'll allow you to go back and say, okay, well, my guys were here, my guys were here, well, they missed this or that. What did they do, when did they do it, and how did they go to approach it? Which will give you a great amount of versatility when you actually, you know, if you do play with a team or you are by yourself, it's great. Because it allows you to say, here, look where I was, look what I did, you know, shows your buddies, whatnot. But if you're with a team, it gives you an even greater versatility in the fact of you're able to go back and record, okay, you were here, well, you didn't do this, or you were doing here or this, or whatnot, to allow you to go ahead and correct the mistakes you made during training. Which also works for law enforcement as well.
One thing I know about training is, especially when you do something wrong, everybody's really quick to pass the buck. Oh, you pass that, I pass that. When you miss a target, when you're cutting your hard corners and clearing rooms and stuff, or if you peek out real quick and you don't see a threat, it's real quick to pass that threat. I don't know what application I would use this in real life work as a law enforcement officer. I don't know if I would want all of my actions documented. But as far as training goes, what's our goal? Train at the speed of life. Reality-based training. We really want to make our training as realistic as possible. And the only way to know that is to know what kind of mistakes we're making. This Contour camera, it really documents everything. If you came into a room and you ran your gun to a hard corner and then you skipped this other one, we're going to know it because your gun didn't go all the way to that corner. You know, if you bypass a threat, obviously what you're looking at, your gun's up on target, and if it's not there, we're going to know it. You know, if there was a threat out there and you were looking one way and your gun was pointing in another direction, which these are all tactical mistakes we make a lot. When we scan, we should be leading with our gun. The camera's going to pick it up. And I think there's a really cool training technique, and this is a great piece of hardware to have. I think a lot of people should add this to their arsenal of training tools for sure. Hey, Mike, thanks for having me here. Jerry Plum, TechOps International.
Mike from Godfather Airsoft.
Real pleasure.